Daniel here for Tabletop for One. Please join me at the table as I teach and play through Imperial Miners. And I thank you for joining me for this tutorial and solo playthrough of Imperial Miners, a game by Tim Armstrong and published by Portal Games. And I pre-ordered this game and received it not too long ago and got to the table right away, and I've played it quite a few times. Now in Imperial Miners, you are digging deep into a mine, and you're trying to build your engine of mining as you dig down further and further. Each time you dig, you'll combo off of cards on your way back up to the surface. And the solo mode of this game is a beat your own score solo mode with a ranked scoring at the end of the game. So let's go into setup. And so first you need one of the player boards. You can just pick out the color you like. I have the red color here. And then you need 3 of the progress boards, and you choose which side you want to place them on, or you can just randomly choose them. I have diplomacy, technology, and economy here, and these will set off over to the side here. Then you'll shuffle each of the minecart decks and place them at the top. You don't need to shuffle the level 4 deck because these are all the same thing. They just have different pictures, so you can even leave it face up so you can see which one you're getting. You'll have a variety of cardboard tokens. You'll set these off to the side. There's the gear tokens, the collapse tokens, and money tokens. There's also 3 different colors of gems here. We have the blue for 1 point, the green for 5 points, and the red one for 10 points. You'll set these off to the side. And then you'll have a bunch of mine carts here. And these, you have to actually sticker these ahead of time. So you put the little stickers on them. It takes a little while, but we'll set these over here for now. You have your wooden token here representing your dwarven progress. It starts over here. The first time you advance on the progress track, you'll place it at the bottom and then start advancing. I'll show you that later. And then you'll shuffle the event deck, and you're going to draw 10 events here, and we'll set those right here. The last part of setup is you're going to draw 2 of these mine cards, and then 3 of the level 2 cards, and then 3 of the level 3 cards. Now you're going to get to choose 4 cards total to start the game, and the rest will get discarded. And before I choose my cards, I will talk about the rules of the game. Now in Imperial Miners, you are going to spend 10 turns placing 10 cards into your mine. You will place a card every turn, and the deeper you go, the more benefit you get from placing those cards. Now the level 1 cards, as shown level 1 at the bottom here, they always cost nothing. So if you can't ever afford to place a card, you'll draw a level 1 card and play it for free. And so I have a couple of them here to choose from. And then the level 2 ones tend to cost between like around 2 to 4, I think. I think 4 is the highest, maybe 5. But these are going to do added bonuses. And then the level 3 ones are going to cost a lot more. And then you'll see the level 4 ones cost nothing, but you can't get the level 4 ones from normally drawing cards. You actually have to get them from the progress track. So let's talk about these cards. So these cards have some variety of info here. You have the cost of the card here. So when you play the card, you have to pay the cost. Of course, this costs 0. You have mine carts all around the edge, empty ones and full ones. When you match these up with another half that's a full one, then you create a full minecart. That's worth a point at the end of the game. Then there's the faction symbol, and sometimes you have interaction with various faction symbols, or if you have a variety of different kinds. And then here's the ability that happens. So when you place a card, you activate that ability, and then any cards above it, all the way up to the surface card here, which has 3 different abilities to choose from. You only get to choose 1. And so in this card here, it tells you gain $1, or you can spend $1 to advance 1 space. Advancing 1 space means that you advance on the progress tracks over here. Anytime you advance on the progress tracks, you only get what you land on. You don't get anything else that you pass. So you had to, carefully choose where you want to go. So if I place that card, I may want to start here in the economy, because then I can move up 1 space, like it said on this card. I can move up 1 space by spending $1, and then this would give me $5. So wherever you land, that's the bonus you get. When you get to the top of the track, you'll be able to do the action at the top here. And then after you're done with that action, it tells you to place your progress marker on one of the other two tracks. So you'll start on one of those other two tracks. Now, as you're placing cards in your mind, you have the level 1s, level 2s, level 3s, and level 4s. That also corresponds to the row that you can place them in. So level 1s can only go in the row directly below the surface. Level 2s can only go directly below level 1s. And so you have to have a card above it. So you can't just place this out floating, and you can't place it directly below. It has to be offset by half. So in this case here, this would be a correct placement. You do not need two cards above it. Two cards just give you alternate paths. See, when you place a card, in the second row or later, you'll activate everything on the way up. So if I place this card here, I would activate this card, and then I get to choose between this card, and if there was another card here, I could choose that one. But in this case here, I'd activate this one, and then I'd go up here and activate one of these three things. Same thing goes for when you place a level 3 one. So if I place this level 3 one all the way down here, then I would activate all these all the way back to the top. And then of course, if I had a level 4, and then I get to activate all 4 of these all the way back to the top. So there's a lot of different combos to do and a lot of different choices to make. And so one thing you want to keep in mind is what actions are at the top of the surface here. So we have gain 2 money, which is fairly straightforward. You can spend 4 or 8 money to advance 2 or 5 spaces. So if you're swimming in money, this will give you some good options of advancing on the track. And then you can draw 3 cards. You have to check your hand limit and discard down to 8 because the hand limit is 8. But you can draw 3 cards. Now you can draw them from any of these 3 decks, but not the level 4 deck. So you have to choose what you want to do. You could draw 3 3s, you could draw 2 3s and 1 2, or one of each, however you want to do it. So those are your options every time you go back to the surface. And you're going to go back to the surface 10 times because you always hit the surface on the way back up, and you have 10 turns for the game. Now the turns are tracked by the events, and there's a variety of different kinds of events. So you have immediate events that tell you right away what they do. And this one says to place 2 gears or 2 carts in my mind. So if I had a card that required gears on it, let's see if I have one here. Looks like none of these require gears, but some cards have gear abilities and activate depending on how many gears are there. But if, let's say, I had this placed here and this one here, and I played this event, or this event was played, it says to add 2 carts if possible. So in that case there, actually let me offset it here. In that case there, what you can do is you can add these carts to finish off unfinished carts. So you have an empty one here, and so I can place a cart there to make it a full one. And then this one's a half empty one, so it's not going to be worth anything. So I can place a cart here and complete that one. Also, during the playthrough, I will be placing additional carts of the ones I've already completed, like that one, because it's just easier for me to personally count at the end of the game. So keep that in mind. So that's immediate events, and then we have a couple others here. These are end of round events. Like this one here says choose a level deck and reveal cards until you find one matching a faction you played this round. Again, the factions are the little symbols here on the left. And so this is 2 factions, so I could choose one of those 2. And then, so this one says then add it to your hand and reshuffle the others. So there's a couple of those. And then there's one that's kind of an ongoing thing. So for that round, in this case here, each time you complete a cart, gain a point or gain a gem. And gems are worth points. All right, so those are the variety of events. Now there's one other thing I haven't talked to you about, and that is the collapse tokens. So on this card here, it says place a collapse token on this card to gain 2 carts. All right, so if this was played and I place a collapse token on here, the next time I activate this room, I actually remove the token but don't get the benefit. But it makes that benefit available again for the future. So that's how those work. And you'll find that some cards play off of each other. So in this case here, if I had this one in play and I had placed a collapse token on here, I could later go through this one here, which says remove a collapse token from any cards in your mind to gain 2 money for each collapse token you remove. So these are good to have in combination with each other. Now, in case you're wondering, you do not start with any money, because you are going to be placing a level 1 to start anyways, and that doesn't cost any money. And so with that in mind, we have to think about what I want to keep. I kind of want to keep these two because I want them to work off each other. Those are kind of nice. I do like this gladiator one. Giving 2 mine carts it's really going to help when I'm not completing the mine carts by connecting 2 full mine carts together. And so we have our level 1 cards here, like this one. This one might be good if I have another Egyptian. This one here, again, is not bad, especially if I want to advance spaces. So I think I'll keep those two. Oh, I have too many cards. I can only keep 4. So let's get rid of the Egyptian one. Let's go with these 4 here. That's going to be my choice. And we'll discard these to the top here. All right, so we're ready to play here, and we're going to draw an event card. And this one says each time I complete a cart, I gain 2 money. Well, that's going to work out well. So we have to play a level 1 card to start the game here. And I'm going to place this one right here. And I'm going to place it right here. Yeah, I'll place it there. And that's going to complete 1 cart here. I'll place a little token here to remind me of that. And so I gain 2 money from that. And then I'm able to spend 1 money to advance 1 space on the track. I think I will do that. I'll spend 1 of these coins to advance on the track, and I'll choose the diplomacy track to start. So we place it right here and advance 1 space, and it says that I gain a gem. So we'll add 1 blue gem to my supply here. Then we move on up here, choosing what to do. I can draw cards. I don't have money to spend to advance, but I'm going to need some money next round for one of these level 2 cards. So I'm going to spend, or gain $2 there. All right, so ready for the next card. Drawing here. And it says, when playing a card into your mind, gain 1 gem for each adjacent card that matches its faction. Well, I won't be able to do that because neither of these 2 cards match the faction. And so I'm going to play this one. I think this one, yeah. I want to play it here, because this one here lets me place a collapse token on this card to gain 2 cards. And so when you gain cards, you can add them to cards where there's at least half a cart that's half empty and half full. Then you can fill it up completely, but not completely empty cards. And you can only gain as many as you can place. You don't get to keep any extras that you can't place in that time. So I think this is a good placement for me. I'll spend the 2 money to place the card. And then that lets me gain 2 cards. And so I can fill in this one here and this one here. So that was really nice. Then we move on up to this card here. I can spend 1 money to advance 1 space. And yeah, I think I'll do that again because that'll get me a draw 4 card. So I get to draw this card here. And these level 4 cards are great. They don't cost anything. When you activate them, you get 2 points. And they have a lot of half carts here. So those are really useful. And then I get to choose one of the options at the top. The only one that's going to really help me right now is gaining 2 money, because I need 2 money to spend on this card here. I really wish I had 4 money for this one, but I guess we'll go with this one first. And so the next card says, it's an immediate effect, and I can gain money for having at least 4 completed carts in my mine. I only have 3, so that doesn't benefit me at all. That's unfortunate. But I do get to play this card here. So we'll place it right here. Yeah, I think that's good placement. Well, I mean, that's the only place I can place it. It has to be below a level 1 card. So that's really nice. This cart here is completed, so we can add a token here. Again, I just add these tokens to keep track of all my points at the end. It's easier for me to count by seeing the tokens. Now, it did cost me 2 money for that card. And I noticed I forgot to place the collapse token here earlier. Sorry about that. But that collapse token was to have been placed last turn. But here on this turn, this lets me remove collapse tokens from a card and then gain 2 money for each one removed. So I'll remove it now and gain the 2 money there. And then we move on to this one here. And I think I just will gain the extra $1. And then of course at the top here, I'm going to gain $2 because I want the money for the gladiator. All right, and so we're ready to move on to the next turn. And, ooh, the coupon card. The cost of each card is decreased by 4. That is awesome because now I can place this for free. I'm going to place it right in the middle. And we have a completed cart right there. Very nice. Now, this card here is, it lets you gain 2 cards. But unfortunately, I only have one spot for one cart. As you can see right here, this one has a half cart there. This one I can't place right here because it's completely empty. So that doesn't work. Now I get to choose my path, which way I want to go. I can choose between these two cards. This one's not going to benefit me any, but this one still lets me gain 2 money if I want, instead of removing collapse cards. And then I can move on to here. I think I will still gain $1 because I'm going to look at advancing using the advance action here pretty soon. But at this point, I want to draw 3 cards because here's the thing. If I don't draw any more cards, I'm forced to use this one. But if you don't have any cards, or if you don't have enough money to pay for cards, then you get a level 1 for free. But I don't want to use this one yet because I can't really activate these. They aren't going to benefit me as much right now. I want to save it for later. So I want to draw 3 cards. So I'm going to draw 1 of each. 1, 2, and a 3. And so, oh, this one's nice. This one lets me advance up to 5 spaces. Up to, so I get to choose. This one here says, choose any level in your mind, gain 2 money for each different faction in the chosen level. That's kind of nice. And this one here for the top, it's a level 1, gain 1 money or gain 3, or no, sorry, spend 3 to discard a collapse token from any card in my mind. And you spend 1 less for each Scottish card. That one's not as helpful. I think I can utilize it elsewhere. And so let's go ahead and go on to the next turn here. And this is an end of round effect here. It says resolve the effect of your current space on the progress board if possible. Ooh, that's nice because they'll let me draw another 4 card if I just don't move. So maybe that's what I'll do. And so I think I will place this card right here. Yeah, that'll be a good placement. It has a lot of half cart areas, which I can utilize these things for that. So that's definitely worth it. Now we activate that card, and the only thing that I can really do is gain 1 money from that. And then I'm going to gain 2 money from there because I don't want to move my minecart, because now this effect happens and I draw another level 4 card. All right, so I got some good cards going here, and we're ready for the next round. So we draw a new card. Looks like we're halfway done with the game here. So this one here lets me spend 1, 3, 6, or 10 money for 1, 2, 3, or 4 gems. That's really nice. I think I'm going to end up utilizing that because I have a lot of money right now. So maybe what I should do is use one of my level 4 cards now. So I'll use the level 4 card, slotting it in down here. Again, always reminding you that it has to be offset from the card. And so I'll activate this. The level 4 card always gives you 2 gems. And the next one here lets me add 2 mine cards. Well, that's kind of nice because I have 1 half one here and 1 half one here. And then we can move to this one here, adding a collapse card to that spot, gaining 2 more mine cards. And check this out, I have 2 more. A half one there and a half one there. And so we got a lot of mine carts on here. That's a lot of points. And we move on to one of these 2 cards here. And I don't think it matters which one because either way I'm going to gain 1. Now I do want to note something here. When you're activating cards, cards can only be activated once per round. Sometimes you'll have mine cards that let you activate a card further down the mine, and so you can't reactivate a card you already activated during that turn. Alright, so here we are. I want to spend some money on moving up, or buying, buying some gems here, but I also want to move up on the diplomacy track. So I'm going to spend 4 money to do that. It's the middle option here, so it'll let me move 2 spaces for that, and I'll gain 2 gems for that. That's not bad. And then I have a bunch of money left over. Let's see, I have 8 money left over. I do want to have some of this money to use to place at least this card. So I think, yeah, I'll spend 6. 6 will gain me 3 gems, and that's really worth it. So I'll take a 5 gem here, swap it out with 2. Now I'm up to 8. All right, so we're ready for the next turn. Oh, it says draw a level 1 card, add it to your mine without activating it. Very nice. So we got this one here. I can add it here. That's not bad. It gives me 1 half cart here that I can utilize later and a full cart here. So might as well. I don't get to activate it, but that's not bad. All right, so I only have 2 money. I could activate this other level 4 card for free right now, but I don't want to. And I do want to do this one. So I'm thinking right here. Yeah, I'll place it right here. It's going to cost me 2 money. All right, but now I activate it, And it says choose any level in your mind, gain 2 money for each different faction in that level. So between this one and that one, it's the same. There's 3 different factions in each, so I will gain a total of $6. That's really nice. Then we move on to this one here, and it says gain $1 or spend 3 to discard a token. I could discard this token. I don't know that I want to spend them. Well, you know what? I will spend the money. Maybe it's going to be worth it. Let's see how this pans out. I'm not really thinking too far ahead of my cards here to see if it pans out. Actually, it cost me 1 less because this, oh no, 2 less. So I actually have 2 money because it's the Scottish cards, and the Scottish cards discount each other. So that was nice. All right, and so we get to choose up here what we want to do. And I could spend 4 money to move up on the faction, or up on the progress track. If I do that, it'll move up 2 spaces. And then I'll gain 1 money for each different faction in my mind. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Either way, I net a dollar. So we'll spend 4, move up 2 spaces, and then gain 5. That's not too bad. All right, so we're ready for the next round here. New event card. It's an instant. Choose a card in your mind, swap it with the top card of the corresponding deck without activating any other cards. I guess I could just choose this one here. So I'll swap it here and let's see what we get. About the same. Nothing big there. I'm not worried about connecting those cards because I'll get that opportunity in just a minute. Now, I want to play this card here and I'll place it right here. It's going to cost me 3 money. So I gain 2 back here. And it filled in 2 cards, so that's nice. But now it lets me advance up to 5 spaces. So this is going to take me to the top of the track. All right, so here we are at the top of the track. And so what it says is it says gain 1 gem for each different faction in your mind. All right, you know that swap out really worked out because I actually have another faction. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different factions. Whoa, that was really good. So 6 points just for that. Now, since I reached the top of the track, I had 1 more space to move because that was 4 spaces, but you lose that. So you don't carry over the spaces, but I do have to choose a different track to go to. And I think maybe I'll go to this one here. I'm not sure which one's the right one. All right, and so for my next card, I'm gonna go right here. See, I can choose between these 2, moving my way back up the mine. I'll go right here, and it says place a collapse token on here to gain 2 cards. I will happily do that and place these 2 cards right here. And we move up again. I think I will go here to advance 1 space. That's going to gain me actually 5 money from that space. So it works out. And then I'm going to draw cards, I think. I think that's the right way to go. So I'll draw 2 level 3s and a level 2. I don't know if that's going to work out, but these are the cards here. All right, so we're ready for the next turn here. And another immediate effect, I may discard any number of cards from my hand and draw until I have 5 cards in my hand. I'm gonna discard 0 and I'll draw 1 then to make it 5. And I guess I'll draw another level 3 card. I don't think I'll need it. It's really kind of nice because it says place 1 collapse on this card to gain 1 gem for each different faction in my mind. So maybe I will end up using it. But in the meantime, I am going to place my other level 4 card here. Right here. Look at all those cards that I just completed. That's 3 cards. It's a lot of points. I'm getting a lot of points from cards. This is really working out. And so now I have to decide which way do I want to go on this. I could go here, which will give me 2 more cards. Will I be able to fill them in? There's 1 there. So that's might not be worth it. So maybe I should go up this way. And so this one here lets me advance 5 spaces. Oh, that lets me draw a level 4 card, or up to 5 spaces. Oh, but I won't be able to use the level 4 card. So, but maybe I should go up that way anyways to gain the 1 gem that I can gain from that. And then I can either go here or here. I'll go on this side here, gaining 2 money for each different faction in chosen level. We'll choose this level here. There's 4 different factions. So I gain 8. And then we'll go here to advance 1 space. That'll move me right here, and I'll get to draw a level 4 card. I don't think I'm going to use this card. And then the last part there, I'm going to spend 4 money to advance 2 spaces, because that'll gain me a gem. Not too many gems this game, so I don't know how I'm doing here. All right, we're moving on to the last round here. And it says gain 3 gems or draw a level 4 card. Well, I know what I'm doing there. I don't need another level 4 card, so I'll take the 3 gems. That's nice. And then I am going to play this very expensive card here. I think that's the right call, or maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll just do this one here. And so this one only cost me 2 money, and it'll let me spend the 8 money I have remaining to gain 5 diamonds. So we'll take that. We'll swap it out here. Now we have 2 of the pink or red diamonds here. And then we move on to this one here. I can remove this collapse token for 2 money. It's nothing big. But then we can advance 1 space with the quicksand here, and we're gaining 2 more gems there. And we move on to the top here, and really all I can do is draw 2 money, but it's not going to matter because that doesn't help end game scoring. All right, and so we are at the very end of the game here. We just go straight into ending game scoring, and you're just going to count up your gems and count up your cards, and that'll be your score. And so it looks like I have 26 gems here, and we have 5, 10, 15, 19. And so that puts me at 45. And I am still very bad at this game. That puts me at the underground laborer, one of the lowest ranks in the game. Again, my highest score is 51, and that only puts me at the 3rd lowest score. So I have a lot of room for improvement. Got a long way to go. Definitely need to do a little bit better with my cards, and probably better on the progress track. And so there you go. That was the tutorial solo playthrough of Imperial Miners by Tim Armstrong and Portal Games. You have to let me know what you think of this game in the comments below. It is a lighter engine building game. Still a lot of fun to try and place those cards, get those cards, do little player interactions, and move up the progress tracks depending on which tracks you choose. There are a variety of different tracks to choose, and they do different things. And so this one here probably would have been better for me because it says gain 1 point for every 2 completed cards in your mine. Oh man, that would have got me a lot of gems. So maybe next time I'll try this side. So there's just a lot of different ways to score, a lot of different things you can do. But yeah, definitely let me know your comments below and point out any rules errors I may have made. Please also like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content you see here. And if you'd like to support me on Patreon, I have a link in the description. And I thank everyone who has supported me thus far. And I thank you very much for joining me on Tabletop for One. Have a great night.